Welcome back. Spooky season. What up, Mark?
What's up, man?
How are you doing? Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Dirt Surfers. We've been out for a little bit. Been super busy, but it's good to be back. I've been procrastinating. I've been canceling on Mark, but he's been persistent about doing the podcast. So we're back. Hope everybody's doing good. It's cold outside. I'm wearing shorts. What are you wearing, Mark? The dad denim?
Yeah, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I should have worn a long sleeve.
That's how you been, dude?
I've been good. Yeah, catching up on sleep. I didn't sleep.
Yeah, me too. I've been fucked, dude.
Yeah, I tried watching the Chucky series on.
Oh, how's that? I saw that they have a Scream series, right? Is that also a thing? I saw MTV drop like a Scream series.
Oh, they did. They had one before. I never watched
fucking everything.
Well, this one's cool because the creators involved. The Don Mancini.
Oh, guys, sorry, hold on. We were listening to some jams before this. Keep going. Sorry to interrupt you. The Bee Gees were playing in the background.
No, I was saying that. I mean, I only stayed awake for like the first 15 minutes, but it looked all right.
Who? What's the network or what's the?
It's on USA.
Ooh.
I think they have the first
like
episode.
CSI, all the CSI Miami marathons and.
No.
Who does that? What's USA? Honestly, like we didn't have cable until I was like in. Damn.
USA?
I was in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade.
I remember like
USA. I just remember they were always having like crazy back to back like Fast and the Furious 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they do that. They used to do that on the weekends.
USA.
But during the week, it was like all those like
USA.
The Mentalist and like Monk.
Oh yeah,
things like that.
There's like a CBS. There's like a CBS thing because
I'm pretty sure those shows weren't on there, but I mean like those type of like.
What is it about different networks that look different? Because like Fox always looked different, CBS looked different. You know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah.
What's up with that? Do you know anything about that? Like NBC was very like. NBC and ABC were very like contrasty, like dark, and then CBS was always like a cool. Like filter, and then CW was like for some reason always purple or something, like like weird like lighting all the time, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Not CW, WB.
I think it came down to like their budget and then like what type of shows they were filming. So like if CBS was doing like more like family friendly things, their lighting would be real bright. So like NBC, if it's more like an adult audience, they'll kind of push it with like the lighting.
So okay, let me ask you a question. With Dirt City, it's out. That was a good premiere. We premiered the movie. It looked good. It sounded good. There's little hiccups. We fixed it. What would you say your lighting technique was for Dirt City?
Well, I think the term that they use in filmmaking is practical lighting, meaning meaning the lighting tries to look natural, but then you try and use it as a mood. So, using where the lights would be in the scene, like already, like in real life, but then making it a little bit more like colored or more contrasty with like the shadows.
Yeah, you didn't really. Well, the movie was really dark. Like a lot of it was like shot at night, right? Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, because I wanted it to be because like at night you give like you put it on.
It's mysterious.
Excuse me. Yeah, you put a light in the scene at night, and then it kind of gives like it another look, because also like in El Paso, it's so bright 24/7. I feel like you couldn't really get any like texture in like the scene without shooting at night.
Yeah, it was cool. All the bar like scenes that you got.
Yeah,
I feel like it looked good, but I feel like a lot of people usually they'll overdo it with lighting.
Well, you know what? I think that's a pretty new thing because like when YouTube came around, all the videos on YouTube were like lighting the scene, and it's like the 3-point lighting, so it's always emphasized. Like you get like your fill light, and
that's when I feel like it's over production. Is it? No.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
a little too much.
Those are fine, but I mean, like that style was kind of based on like the early movies that like the 1960s
Oh,
movies, you know, so, or even like TV shows. Like TV shows, they want the actors to be all lit up, so they don't look ugly or old or something. Sometimes they do that, and you know.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even realize. Like, I was watching. Who the fuck was that? Oh, I watched that new Megan Fox movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is it called? God damn.
I know what you're talking about. She's like lying down, like with the ice.
Have you watched it?
No, I've seen the.
Oh,
the
okay.
Still,
you should watch it.
I was going
because
to.
I had watched. It's Jennifer's Body, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. I suck with names, man. I don't fucking remember names of movies. I suck at it. Anyways, yeah, Jennifer's Body was really good, and then I watched that one. It kind of reminded me of Stephen King had some shit. It was like Gerald's Game or some shit like that.
Yeah, I hadn't watched that one completely, but
It's pretty cool. Like, I'm realizing that with Netflix and like Hulu, and you can do a lot of experimental shit, and it works. Like, I think all of the core like actors are realizing like, hey man, because like they do that kind of shit like in the beginning of their careers, you know, just because it's easier.
yeah, well, like
Or like they're playing it safe.
TV has definitely changed in the past 3 or 4 years, and that's Netflix. Those series are pretty much considered TV, so actors are more willing to do like limited series or series because they get paid consistently, but also they can be a little bit more consistent instead of waiting just for a movie, you know. And then they won't get like the negative.
Oh, that's true.
The negative reputation of just being like a TV actor, because that's what they used to be. They'd be like, oh, like if you're working on like a sitcom and you're only the sitcom guy, you know, like for example, what's his name?
I can't like think of anything but go. I know. I know when I saw my first.
Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg.
Oh yeah.
You know, like when he was
he's
on
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Dude, that fucker's funny, man.
And then like Breaking Bad was one of those TV series that was like, it's not just TV. You know,
have you seen that whole like video where it's like Malcolm in the Middle ends and then it's like the beginning of Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah,
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a fucking good actor though.
Yeah, and then now he's like, you know, in consistent movies.
That's true.
You know, with really good, you know, teams that he works with. Went off in that hole.
Thanks for the alkaline water.
Yeah.
We're drinking alkaline water out of mugs. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, at least we're not using all the water bottles.
That's true. Just want coffee. Well, I have coffee right here.
Yeah, I'm going to get my drink from the fridge real quick.
All right. Well, that was Mark, guys, talking about his fucking movie that took forever. It's pretty good, though. It was pretty cool working on it. We're going to do like a little behind the scenes on how we both came together to work on it. And that is a Coca-Cola. No, it's a Monster. Dude, we need to work on sponsors. This is what we'll do. Once we hit 10 episodes, we'll get Taco Tote, Dick. Oh, what? Not Dick Po. What the hell? It's like the R.I.P. Dick Po. We'll get fucking Tepalca. Oh, just a bunch of Mexican food. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Sponsored by.
I don't even know. All right. Anyways, let's move on here. Talking a little skateboarding.
Yeah.
So I know it's like a couple of days ago. It was like 4 or 5 days ago, right? Is this like at the barracks? Is this like the beginning of the game of skate shit? Did they pop it off? Is that what's going on?
It's already been going on.
Oh, it's already been going on. So that bracket's huge.
Yeah,
And I haven't been keeping up, to be honest with you. It kind of gives me anxiety. Like, but anyways, tell me your thoughts on that. It was Nyjah Houston versus Paul Rodriguez.
Well, what the barracks did this year? I think it's called like the influencers.
Yeah, they're letting
versus pros.
Oh.
Well, not versus pros, but or I can't remember if it's against them. Anyways, they have the influencers playing game of skate against each other.
Meaning like the influencers that started dropping parts on Instagram? Is that what you're saying? Because like how else would they be getting attention?
So
right?
like
influencer in what way as far as skating?
Okay, like for one, they had like what's his name? You know, this guy's the limit. Like on Instagram.
No,
I forget his real name, but and then that Shrimp Daddy guy. You know, the Shrimp Daddy guy that does all the edits with like the. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
when like the guy gets hurt.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm playing.
Well, anyways, they had them playing skate. They're just older skater filmer dudes, and then like they'll do like like those Instagram kids, like one Instagram kid versus another Instagram kid.
It's crazy how fast those Instagram kids are like
So
progressing.
So then they had Luan Ortiz versus Shane O'Neill.
Okay.
Like those battles like that. So you can totally notice the difference in skill.
Also, like just style, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you could throw a fucking laser flip.
Yeah.
If you got that style. Which it's pretty crazy to see a fucking...
So I haven't kept up with all of the games because
neither have I.
I only catch a few because sometimes it just kind of got stale on it. And at first I didn't think I was going to like that whole bracket, but then it started getting me interested because there was this kid, I forgot his name. It was like Sean Hover versus Sean Davis, I think. And
forgive us.
People didn't like his attitude.
During the game of Skate?
Yeah, during the game of Skate. This one guy. And then I guess he won. And the way he carried himself, I think a lot of people didn't like on the internet. Mm-hmm. So like they were commenting on all the YouTube comments, and then like on his Instagram profile, they kept saying like rematch, you know, like he's lame, like
just because he was lame.
Yeah, like everybody hated him. So
it's pretty funny to think about because like that didn't really happen when we were growing up skateboarding because there was always somebody to check you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I won't say his name, but there was a California Snake.
Oh yeah.
And damn, like there is definitely etiquette to skateboarding. And it's kind of died. But you learn that shit in a skate park. You don't learn that in the streets. Even in the streets. Like if you get snaked or if you like do something, someone's gonna fucking backhand you or I mean you get checked, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so anyone that doesn't really skateboard, like there's these unwritten rules.
Yeah.
Of like the
skate
etiquette. Yeah.
Skate etiquette class.
Skate etiquette. It's like don't snake.
Don't stuff your shoes with two tongues.
Yeah, like wait your turn to go. You know, you can't. It's like a thing where like you can't show off after you land. You know, like show off too much.
That's true, huh?
You can't. It's like these weird like taboos of skating.
Nah, but also it looks whack when you land a trick. You're like there's a couple of
your homies are supposed to hype you up.
Yes, exactly. You got to be all fucking super like.
And then
chill about it.
And then like don't do somebody else's trick.
Damn, you're right, dude. Yeah. I don't.
Think
about how many times like Jamie Thomas wanted to fucking just like yell or like throw his like, dude, that guy has done some epic shit, and dude, that guy rolls away like a G, like doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, that's true. Anyways, going back to the.
So the P-Rod versus Nyjah.
P-Rod versus Nyjah, dude, that shit was insane. P-Rod, I was telling you, like P-Rod just looks like he's made out of like 1,000 like concrete blocks or something. He still flips like. You know what it is? Because Nyjah's like all athletic boy, and he's
younger.
Is he? Oh yeah, he is, huh? How old is Nyjah then?
I think Nyjah's like
23, 24?
Like 26, something like that. And
P-Rod's like 30s.
Our age.
Yeah.
Or he's older than me, so I think he's like 36.
Yeah, he's like 36, 37.
So he's got like 10 years on him. And then also he was out. P-Rod was out for a while with his ankle. So only recently, like during the pandemic, he started like skating.
Oh again. Yeah, I did see that. The 9 Club interview they talked about.
So it's pretty sick to see him like back at that level.
So fucking good.
And then he's running Primitive all the time, and that company's huge.
Yeah, and also Nyjah's some new shit, right? I saw that. It was like New Order or like Order.
Oh, Disorder.
Disorder? What is that?
That's his board company.
That's his? It looks cool. I mean, everyone's trying to be artsy as fuck now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like half tones on half tones and like some fucking girl you don't even know who the fuck she is or some shit. Like.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another skateboard company.
Girls break hearts.
Yeah, for the most part, like when a new company comes up, there's so many that it's like I want to see the team.
Lost in Saturn.
And the graphics are whatever.
No, but that needs to happen.
Yeah.
For like, anyways, so what did he lose to? It was a switch inward heel, or what the fuck did he do?
Yeah, he lost on a switch inward heel.
So P-Rod won that shit.
But after
spoilers alerts.
Yeah, and after
that was like a 10-minute game.
Yeah, it was a 10-minute game. Like, and it wasn't like they were doing like.
No, they were doing hard like
nollie full cab.
Dude, that shit was crazy.
And then like laser flip. Yeah, they did a nollie.
Who did the laser flip first? Nyjah, no? No. P-Rod did his.
Oh, no, it was Nyjah. Nyjah did it first, and then P-Rod did it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He did it sick.
Yeah,
he did it like perfect.
Yeah, that shit was dirty.
And then
some bullshit. What did he do? Like he fucked up on the. You could tell that like. Even as good as P-Rod is, like he was scared. Like he was like, fuck, like I can't.
Well, because
like,
Nyjah's like top of his game right now.
Dude, Nyjah's insane. I saw some video of Nyjah like on like
They see him crook that.
In Dubai or something.
That
or
was
some
like, I don't even want to think about it anymore.
Just shit your pants. Like,
yeah.
I thought he was just gonna do like kickflip. I don't know. Just want to look cool or something. But he K grinded it. You're right. Anywho, yeah, that put me up, man. Like I definitely want a primitive deck. I haven't. What primitive? No, I haven't skated a primitive deck.
I've never had one.
They look cool. They look cool just to like put up on the wall.
I like the team, and that to me, like their videos are probably like one of the better skate videos that have come out like now.
Primitive?
Yeah, because it's like it's tough to like transition into like a non VX 1000 video.
Yeah,
because that's I feel like a VX 1000 can be like kind of like a crutch now. It's
but also like think about it. We got like Girl in Chocolate to show us like all that creative shit that they were doing. You know what I mean? Like they were doing skits and shit like a long time ago.
Yes. So the transition to like digital skate videos.
What do you mean? You're saying like in the way that it looks?
Yeah, like I think like VX 1000 really like the extreme fisheye look and kind of like
just too much
enhance the video. You know what I mean? And then like when you get like a wider skate video, because like everything's wider. Yeah. You're a little bit further away from the skating and you can't really get all those angles. So then you have to kind of, make up for that in another way with like the edit. Yeah. And then there's certain people that skate videos that go too crazy with like the edit that like.
You're talking like the way it looks though, right?
The way it looks, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like why the fuck would you be color correcting shit? Like.
Yeah, I mean you can, but like.
For what?
Say like for example, like I know everybody likes it, but like the whole like the Supreme videos and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like Cherry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like those are like a lot of it's black and white, and then like extreme close-ups on like the feet the whole time.
Oh no, I haven't seen that then.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess it's because like when you're saying all this, it reminds me of like the Transworld videos, and those Transworld videos were like film, weren't they? Because those look really good. They look like a movie. It looks like a flat out fucking movie.
Well, all the B-roll stuff was shot on film. Yeah, so they had the VX.
That's 1000. Why you don't. Okay, see, I don't really. Not that I don't understand what you're saying, but yeah, okay. There's like a process that's kind of dying.
Yes, there is, because like
the sandwich isn't being made the same.
Yeah, so like what normals, not normal, but older skate videos, like Girl on Chocolate, or even like the Zero videos. I think the Zero videos could do it because their team was so like
they were balls to the wall,
raw.
Yeah, everything was.
They didn't really need to put that much into.
Yeah, the skater was enough of a personality.
Yeah,
to be enough.
But it's almost like I watch certain skate videos and they just throw like a title in the beginning, and then the skating's like.
You know what we should do? We should skate we should make a desert people skate video where everyone's wearing like potato sacks.
Yeah,
or like
a skit.
The whole video, dude. Oh. The whole video, everyone's like, "Why the fuck?"
Mm-hmm. Okay, that'll be our little. That's where the budget will go.
That's the stupidest idea I've had. Anyways, keep going. Yeah, no. Okay. About the way that it looks.
Sorry.
And stuff. No, yeah, because so you picked up a new camera. Well, it's not new, but you picked it up at an estate sale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet, but what's that look? That's like right before the digital.
It's a digital HVX, so it's a digital version.
So they had to make like a fucking memory card for that thing specifically.
Yeah, because that's like this camera's like pretty much like the beginning of.
There's no SD cards, right?
No, you could put a no. There's no SD card.
No, dude, those things are massive. It's like a fucking. It's like you're building a PC.
Yeah. That camera. So they had like this one camera, the DVX 100B, which was like one of the first prosumer cameras that shot.
Prosumer?
Yeah, like I guess like affordable.
Okay.
Instead of like the $20,000 camera.
Okay. And these are stock, right? You're not adding anything to it besides the fisheye?
Yeah. Well, back then it was like you could shoot film like 24 frames.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the camera that came out, this DVX 100B. And then that was like right around the time that digital was becoming a thing. So then they made a digital version of that camera, which is the HVX.
So it shot the same, it looked the same, it was just digital.
It was digital. You can get a little bit more colors and stuff. And then that's transitioned into people using that for skate videos because VX 1000s were just tape, and also the VX 1000 was discontinued like in 1998. So all the cameras they were using, like in all the Girl and like Zero videos and all that stuff, DGK and all that stuff was like 4 or 5 years old. Like, you know, they could repair it.
Who else was using those VX? Like, was it like for sports because of the handle? I know that they were.
Yeah, it was made for sports and like a 98, like the late 90s, and like skateboarders caught on to it because they were looking for like the perfect camera to film and needed something that worked that was fisheye, because for any like extreme sports, you need to get close to people. Dude, and there wasn't any lenses like that.
Yeah, where the fuck would it be without the VX then?
No, yeah, they'd really changed a lot of stuff.
And it would look
so
fucking lame.
So with all the sports, you know, they used it for like skydiving, things like that. People didn't like it because it was too distorted.
Yeah.
So then they discontinued the camera. Well, I think because that camera, it was like the first entry level one.
Yeah, because I saw a lot of cameras that started emulating the VX1000 after that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then they started coming out with like adapters and all this other shit, like for other cameras to kind of handle like a VX. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, like in the Planet of the Apes with James Franco, he has a VX1000.
Does he really?
Yeah, like
he's probably like, I want that shit.
When he's filming with Caesar.
No way.
Yeah,
Caesar.
Yeah, even like in the
I've never seen. You know what? I've never seen.
You need to watch that trilogy. It's really good.
No, what I was gonna say is I've never seen a VX1000 in the wild. You know what I mean? Like besides, like you right away knew like.
Well, I think it's not like the actual VX1000, but it's like they made like a dummy.
Oh, okay.
Like a VX. You know,
yeah.
You could tell that's the camera.
That's pretty sick, man. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I'm just a nerd when it comes to camera stuff like that.
That's cool. I think it's because my dad was always like, "Don't touch."
Oh yeah.
So like, man, I mean, he knows. You and my dad would probably have a fucking conversation like all day. Like, no, that's not true. You see and for some reason I would always because he was always Nikon. So like I would just start talking shit about Canon all the time, and then I ended up going through all this shit one day, and he had a bunch of Canons, and I was like, why the hell would you talk shit on Nikon? He's like, I don't know. I heard some guy at the store talking shit about Canon, so then I was like, God damn it, Dad.
Yeah. Anyway, see, my dad didn't know anything about cameras, so I'd be like, I don't know. It works.
But that was my point to that. Oh yeah, that I don't even like try to like contain that information because all I have is my dad yelling at me.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, guys. We'll go to therapy soon.
Yeah, we need to.
This is therapy, guys.
Yeah.
You're my therapist. I'm over it.
You let it,
I'm over it.
Travel down this pipeline. And now you infected somebody else.
Anyways, no, yeah, it was cool seeing. Well, the barracks hasn't changed though. Like that was pretty tight. There was a fuckload of people in there though. Like that was really weird to see because usually it's empty and.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, I would have wanted to be there.
Oh my god!
I saw them and I felt the excitement. Manny Santiago, he was the ref.
Oh my god!
He was like,
I'm not gonna lie. I was watching this last night in bed, and I mean, I had to keep it down to
contain.
Yeah, so I don't want to wake anybody up, but he was going crazy.
Yeah,
like he was going. He's like a little kid, dude. Like who was fucking ref was Boot Johnson, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he kind of fucked up. That guy's so saucy, man. What the hell? He has like a weed strain. Like all these, it's crazy how like rappers now truly are like living the dream of like a superstar or like a rock star. If you do your shit right, you know what I mean? Because like we're both into like comedians. Like we see how, and even like what we do like on an everyday life thing. Like we're putting ourselves on. We're trying to like motivate ourselves, and you kind of start trying to figure out this whole like momentum thing. Like, dude, they do everything themselves. Doesn't he have what does he have a pro model for? Didn't Diamond give him a shoe or some shit like that? Boot Johnson.
Yeah.
It's like a slip-on or something like that. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is like it's like cool to see.
Well, he was a couple of years ago like a pretty big like Instagram.
He's like modeling and shit now too, and that's just cool to see that. You know what I mean? Because like it wasn't really like that. It's like what the hell if it's like if you walked into Mervin's and you saw Daewon Song like for like a Levi's ad, you'd be like, what the you know what I mean? It's like unheard of. So I guess when you're little and you see that, you're like, oh my god,
Boo Johnson definitely has like
he bodied that role.
Yeah. No.
Of like you could do anything.
Yeah, he's super sick.
And that fucker's good, dude.
Yeah.
And he dresses like a cholo.
Yeah.
On Easter. Shout out
the coffee box.
The coffee box, guys. I'm a little spacey right now. Anyways, man, so much to talk about, Marker. All right, let's talk about the movie. So we worked. You want me to put up your? Hold on,
A little bit lower. It's a little too loud.
Oh, put it down.
Which one is it?
You figure it out, dude. My bad. I was
Hello?
blowing his ears
There
out.
we go.
My bad.
I can't tell. I got bad hearing.
Dude.
So the movie, yes.
So yeah, let's talk about the movie. So what? How did you feel? How did you? Were you nervous? Were you?
I was extremely nervous.
Were you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. When you were you like slowly as the movie ended, you were like on the right hand side of the screen, and you slowly made your way to like the middle. I was like, what the hell's he doing?
So I had to give the Q&A, and so I didn't realize that I was like in the corner trying to talk to everybody, and I had to slowly.
You're like
when I felt more comfortable, I was in the middle.
You should have just hid. You shouldn't have like. You're like, where the fuck is he talking from?
I just sit in in my seat like that from there.
Yeah. Dude, why not? Or pre-recorded it or done something.
Well,
anyways, it was really cool, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's
last
cool to see the movie.
September 23rd,
big screen.
we showed it at the Drafthouse.
Mm-hmm.
With probably about half of the people that said they were going to go showed up, but it didn't matter.
Baby.
It was
Dude, it was intimate.
Yeah.
It was dope.
It was really cool seeing the movie like in the theater.
Yeah.
And it's when we were working on it, when I was working on it, and then Ferny came in to tell me with the music, you couldn't see it like it didn't have life. It had life, but I mean, like for me, seeing it in the theater just really added like this whole other layer.
Well, yeah. Well, I've kind of told you this in the past, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. This is just my opinion, but I think something can look really shitty and sound really good, and overall it'll work. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to double down on both. I feel like if you don't have the means to, do both, make one or the other better. You know what I mean? Like, or put a little bit more effort into it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like independently, because you shot this all on your own. You pretty much did everything on your own, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it was. It was for me a really good experience because, like this is what I was trying to work up to.
Yeah.
Starting from short films and. When I show skate videos, it's a little different. I've shown skate videos before, like premieres.
We've premiered videos,
and I've gotten nervous, but like
the skating
does the talking.
Yeah, exactly.
But with this, it was like my writing and like my direction and my idea, so I felt very like naked.
Yeah, it's like show and tell. Remember that shit?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and I used to hate that, but so showing it was just like this weight lifted off of me. And also because, I had told Fernie like years ago, like 10 years ago, that I wanted to do this, but like when I was working my way up, all my stuff got stolen from the skate shop.
Yeah, there's been hiccups.
So I didn't complete that part of it. So there was like this other part of it where it felt like I completed that.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, seeing like everybody that worked on the movie and their parts, I was really satisfied with what they did.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I was impressed. And then everybody that came, here's the thing, like when you're working on like a local film and you don't have like a big budget, you're limited with like certain things. And sometimes your actors, they might not be the most professional. And so sometimes when you're watching like a local film, it takes you out of the story.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And it distracts you.
Yeah.
And that's hard because you can't make them work on
experience.
That's just what happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you don't have this.
I mean, that happens in big budget movies too, man.
That's true.
Like I've seen really good actors like fucking bomb.
Yeah. So when I was watching it, I got lost in it. And that's the one thing that I was hoping for when I'm watching it. There's a point where you get into it and you let go of all your what is it? Expectations.
For sure.
And you get involved in the story and the actors.
You get submerged in the story and it takes you away from, you're not even like watching a movie where you're like, oh, what the hell's going to happen next?
Yeah. And that happened with the movie, and that's what I was hoping for. And so I'm glad. So it was fun.
I was like, this guy's going to put himself in a coma eating like a triple chicken sandwich or something. I was like, how the fuck?
And I was so nervous that, the Drafthouse is a really good chicken sandwich there. But I was so nervous that my mouth was like dry, like I haven't drank water in weeks, so I was trying to eat my sandwich, and even though I was drinking water, it was just like the driest sandwich I've ever eaten. Like it was covered in kitty litter or something.
It's disgusting.
This was like crunchy. All the lettuce on it just tasted like dirt in my mouth.
Good stuff.
Anyways.
Damn. No, yeah. No, it was cool though. I think what also helped was that since it is hard to make a movie here in El Paso it's hard. Well, like the scheduling and then just everything. I get it, but I don't think if it would have happened the way that it did, like I wouldn't have been able to make that music if time.
No, it was weird.
You know what
it was
I mean?
weird
like,
the way it worked out.
Because if I would have started when you started, dude, it probably would have sounded whack. And not that I'm not actively making music. I'm constantly like trying to practice and just like make beats here and there. And I mean, me and Mark we grew up sampling records. Mark actually owned an MPC for a while. I had turntables. We would like literally like go looking at the Whoopie Bowl for records, and we started doing it for a while, and then I don't know what the hell happened. I think we just stopped. I think it was just like, I think you started Knuckle around that time.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, I really liked it, but I felt like
it was time consuming.
It was a very time consuming thing, and I just wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Keep going with the shooting videos and skating and things like that. But now, looking back at it, after working with you making the music on Dirt City, it's.
Well, I think it helped because we haven't done that since, like, how long ago was that? That was like
more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, easily more than 10 years. But I did everything on FL Studio, and I still have it. The cool thing is that FL Studio came out from Mac, and then all the plugins and everything that I used in the past have only gotten better as the years have gone by. So it was really cool to make the music because.
Yeah, it's weird how
I feel like me and you already have like a relationship as far as like creative work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely, you can tell when somebody either just got music off of like YouTube or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just, I guess what I'm trying to say, it was very intimate making all that music. Watching all of that, all of the clips one by one, and then you explaining the movie to me. I don't think that really happens in the process of making a movie, right? Like it's more like, all right, send off this shit. That person scores it.
Well,
explain that process to me.
Well, I mean,
unless like your hand is in every department or some shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I, and this is just me talking shit again.
Talking shit.
But I do. It used to always be like that. Used to always the composer and the filmmaker
would have like
the majority of the movies we love had a relationship with the composer and going over it and like explaining all that stuff.
Soundtracks and growing up, bro.
But because of like this new generation of accessibility when it comes to like filmmaking tools, that I feel like there's a little bit of
the stock feel.
It's more like the emphasis is on the visuals and like the audio. And I'm talking about music is kind of left to the side. You know what I mean? Like I meet more and more people that are like, I'm a writer director or whatever, but I don't meet that many composers. You know what I mean?
No. There's a lot of engineers. There's a lot of,
and
but you're right. Composers is.
So like when I'm watching a lot of stuff, like recently, it's kind of hard to really find like something like a score that's memorable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it used to be like almost every movie, there was a lot of work put into it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it's the movies I'm watching, but that's just a feeling.
Yeah, that's true. I think in an overall sense of things, you don't like, nobody's saying, well, okay, like.
It depends on the filmmaker. Like if you see somebody like younger filmmaker, like, let me see. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like, okay. So like Ryan Coogler, they did like Black Panther and.
Okay.
And pretty much when he was working with.
Isn't that his first movie or some shit like that?
His first movie was Fruitvale Station.
Oh, never mind.
It's with Michael B. Jordan but see, working with Ludwig Göransson, that's how you say his name. Like you can tell that there's like this.
Oh, okay, the chemistry
relationship and then like the work and.
Yeah, that soundtrack was.
And he's a younger dude making films, and then there's like other filmmakers that I've seen like making movies and like their composer is just kind of like some
Yeah,
random.
I can see how it's overwhelming, especially nowadays, because you're saying the accessibility to create or be creative or make something is so easy that it's easy to get overwhelmed, and then you're just doing everything.
Yeah, because I only met like a handful. Because I guess it's like a particular thing you have to get into, like to watch movies and be like, man, like I could really create like a mood for this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a skill.
Yeah, exactly. And then putting, I
like
think that's what's cool, dude, is
Yeah.
that when we were watching Dirt City, you become a consumer.
Yeah.
And then you just start, like, you get lost in it, because what we did was, it translates when you're watching it and hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that it even takes you out, because we didn't hear it in the movie theater. We were just hearing it in the studio. And
Yeah.
and like, yeah, it's like we're hearing it on the, on the headphones, and like, and we have a setup, but I mean, nothing remotely close to like, a real studio or editing bay or anything like that, which you definitely open up a door for me, because I mean, don't get me wrong, beats is fun, like making music like that, production, all that's really cool and all, but man, dude, the emotion that you get from scoring a scene and then watching that shit, and then like it does, like there's certain things that like even choke you up or like it gets you excited. It's crazy how like 30 seconds with 2 right notes could change your whole mood.
Yeah, that's the thing about movies is like all of that stuff's important, and it's everything, like a note hitting too early could throw you off. That's like there's like a whole math to the scene.
So the flow that we did, I think since I've never put out a skate video. I've filmed for them or whatever, but like seeing the process of a skate video, obviously it's helped you, right, to make the movie.
Yeah,
or make films or anything that you do because of the process, right?
Yeah, well, like skate videos are pretty much like a silent film in a way, because there's no
it's like a 3
dialogue. Yeah. So yeah, it's exactly like
it's exactly.
There's a rhythm to it that when you watch it, and then also you used to have to find the right song for the right part, and then you have to craft the edit to the skater.
True,
you have to put like these tricks in the beginning.
I always noticed that they would throw, like when there was like when you needed that buffer, there was skits, or there was like shit because like either that guy went way too hard, or he was like,
you got to break it up.
I mean? Yeah, Baker. I think the Baker videos were really good at doing that shit.
Yeah,
but I mean, so hard.
They're the ones,
all of them.
Yeah, but the ones you remember, like Baker 3, or like right.
Fuck yeah,
you know what I mean? Those are like epic skate videos.
He premiered.
I premiered Fully Flared.
Fully Flared. I remember that shit.
That one.
That's crazy to think that we were premiering like skate videos.
And then I also premiered Pretty Sweet.
And Pretty Sweet.
Yeah.
You did.
Because I had seen.
Nah, man, those are like films to us. Those aren't just like skate videos. That's a film.
Well, like for me, Ty Evans was like one of the first filmmakers that I recognized, or filmers. So I always, when he'd make.
Yeah, like Chomp on that. I remember the whole
Chomp on. I mean, come on, Chomp on anything he made.
Even he was fucking good at that shit. Like,
fuck yeah.
You know what? I guarantee you, Chomp on this is probably
that's underrated, dude.
Oh my god, dude, you could watch that shit. Dude, we used to watch that shit just to get pumped.
Yeah, like, it's like the filmer skating too,
and
like all throwaway stuff.
Yeah, bro. See,
that one gets me hyped up more than some of the other skate videos.
You know what? I think it's like a big realization here that people, if you don't. Not that there's like a recipe to this shit, but I guess going back to original point is that it's very easy to see something generic nowadays, because we're so like we have these phones now and you can literally compare or hear or consume anything and everything, right? So you're looking for something a little different. Yeah.
I mean, definitely like editing is a new art form. I like that. Like if you think about it, like 2 years ago, like before TikTok was a thing, because I'm on TikTok and I watch people videos and they're editing. But you think about that
within the application. I don't have TikTok.
Within the edit, within the application,
you're editing,
and that was like pretty much what Vine was. And Vine was pretty much your editing. You're putting one scene with another one and you're laughing, or it's comedy, but it's like the setup and the joke.
You're right.
Right, the setup and then the
punchline,
setup and the punchline, and then like. But before that, nobody was doing that. Like,
no.
I remember, like going to UTEP like 8 years ago or something, 7 years ago, going there to have to go to like the special the computer lab to like convert clips. That way I can get them in slow-mo. And like I can do it on my phone now, like filming. I can shoot like because only cameras could go 60 frames, and now you could do the slow mo on your iPhone,
and
that's like 120 frames.
But that just changed because of memory, right? Like, I mean, that was the only reason. Like, there was no ability to.
Yeah, but then what ends up happening is if you're only watching those type of things, and you didn't grow up watching, or not that you didn't grow up, but you haven't exposed yourself to other things, you're gonna start mimicking what you watch.
Yeah.
So if you watch the same stuff over and over again, that's not really like, you know, I mean, your stuff's going to come out like that. And then also, if you're trying to create, you need to like kind of shock your system if you want to do something a little bit more.
All right, this is perfect then. How do you shock your system? Like, give me something that somebody that's listening right now could easily watch, like right now or today on YouTube or online or whatever. That's gonna give you that what you're talking about. Because like everything is like formatted like that. Instagram, you know, TikTok, all that stuff. Like, it's all shot on iPhones, or it's all shot on like super fucking like high frame rates, you know, all that stuff, super contrasty.
I mean, you could go on YouTube. On YouTube, there's a ton of like free movies from like the 70s and 80s, and you just like type it in,
and they're free.
And they're free. Like when I was making Dirt City, I watched a ton of film noirs, and they're on there for free. And so I watched like, I don't know, like 10 or like 12 back to back.
Jesus.
Yeah, because they're only like an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. And I kind of feel of it, but I would never give those movies a chance. But I did once I got into it, because sometimes you're watching a movie and like, it was like, you know, I wouldn't normally go and search it because, it wasn't
Anaconda 2,
or it wasn't like on the top 10 most like, you know, best films of the decade, you know, like Godfather or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, well, let me see something else that person made that didn't do well.
Yeah. Top
you know
shelf. You're talking about, you're just like watching like the top shelf shit. Like,
so like it's always like Fight Club and like the same movies over and over again, which I love those movies. I'm not saying that, but every now and then, like, okay, if you like David Fincher, you watch The Game. You know, I think that's on Netflix, and that's David Fincher's movie with Michael Douglas, and that movie's fucking badass.
That's old, no?
It's like 97. It's like right before Fight Club.
Game.
The Game has, you see, even if you...
Michael Douglas is a fucking G.
And if you look at like the poster, you probably wouldn't think it's like this thriller movie, but it's basically this movie about this rich guy, and like what they do is they get bored of like being so rich, so like they do this game
where they
like
hunt people.
They don't hunt people. It's like kind of like you get like, it's like they put you in like a life or death situation.
You know, there's rich motherfuckers doing that kind of shit right
but
now.
then you watch the movie and like he's like in all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
And he has like this past, and they fuck with them.
Oh,
like
you're talking about like the actual movie, or you're talking about Michael Douglas?
No, in the actual movie.
Oh, okay. Because Michael Douglas is like, he has a lot of psychological thrillers like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, and seeing that's what I'm saying. Like you would think like, oh, it's like one of those other ones, but you watch them like, no, dude, this one's like way different. And it's The Game, and it's like one of the movies that like you don't hear about. So I'm saying like that's like, okay, if you want to start small, you know, you would go through like, I don't know, like
this is I hate to interrupt you, but I think that's what it is. It's like finding like a cool concept, because like even what you did with Dirt City, like, man, it could have easily been on some bullshit where you like, because it was a love story. I feel like it was like a it was a love story, but it could have easily been about the drugs, or like him making money, or like having this lucrative life or whatever. But you didn't do that. You kept it to just strictly the relationship between the two main characters. I don't think people do that. I feel like nowadays it's going back to that. But yeah, just concentrating on one concept and then doing everything else good around it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because like for me, I like I guess it's like it depends on the story, but
because that movie, okay, I hate to interrupt again, but Michael Douglas, it's about him. You're saying that it goes into like this whole shit about, like, imagine like if we saw, do they have an origin story yet for Saw? I'm sure they fucking do.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the fucking origin of that guy. You know, god damn, getting beat with like, for some reason, like
oh no, they don't have like
like throwing like puzzle boxes at him or something. Like, I don't know. He had to probably do something weird shit as a kid. Yeah. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like
it's not just being made to like populate the stream.
Yeah, I've just, watch something that you heard about, or
So is that what you're recommending?
Yeah, or
The Game.
Yeah, The Game.
The Game.
I mean, that's a.
No, I'm not gonna lie, that Megan Fox movie.
Yeah. And see, even like myself, like,
good, man.
And it just doesn't have to be movies like that. It can be like a musical or something. You know what I mean? I remember I had never seen The Sting with Robert Redford, and it was when I was going to EPCC, and I had the choice between, like, there was like this film teacher that everybody wanted to get, and he showed you like Nosferatu and all, like I said, like the bangers, the bangers of the top 50 best films. Yeah. And he showed you those, and of course, you watch Taxi Driver and all that stuff. But I registered too late because I got like academic probation and all this stuff. So
I got yeah.
Like so my film teacher was this older woman, and she showed us like this John Wayne movie McClintock, and she showed us like this musical. I forgot the name of it, and
so like a totally different palette.
And I was like, I got a deeper appreciation of these movies because of that. Just like being open to it, you know what I mean? And I think that helps.
Well, your knowledge in movies overall, man. Like, I think it'd be a really cool thing to do, just to like put people onto new shit and stuff. Constantly talking about all this stuff, because you're right. Like, you get a class like that, and that's gonna like paint the rest of your fucking consumption as far as movies, or how you create, or what you think is good and what's bad. Because I'm sure there's people that are like, oh, my shit's not like Taxi Driver, or my this or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then you lose steam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, like Taxi Driver. I'm like, okay, watch Mean Streets. That's like a few movies before. That's like one of Scorsese's first movies, and that one, it doesn't have a big budget. It wasn't like this big banger of a movie, but
it's the story, it's the flow, and I feel like it's the sound that makes something memorable. Because you could easily get overstimulated with all that shit that you're talking about, right? And it's cool as like you
the spectacle of it.
Yeah, and that's what you remember, instead of like, damn, that sounded really good.
Yeah, like
I always bring this up with you. What were you gonna say?
No one say, what did you watch that? What was it, that movie about? What was it about, that Megan Fox movie that you like? Her story, or like
it was like the ages that we're living in, like the whole toxic shit, like of like
the topic, like the conversation.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying. Like when I was saying that, like if you pick something and like hyper focus on that it'll be good. But I think I'm just saying that because lately what I've been consuming, because I haven't really been watching shit, but yeah, it took a turn, and then it kind of explained like the level of like the fuckery that we'll go to control like our environment, or like our relationships, where the fuck. And that's cool to see, because it's like Megan Fox is like known for like the hot fucking girl or whatever the hell, like the selling point as far as that. And it was cool to see her like not having to do any of that. But I don't even think that that's her doing that. I think that's like the studios and shit. So see, like everything has changed to now where like people are seeing like, damn, Megan, like, dude, she's a good actress. I thought she was a really good actress. What else about it? Just watch it. It was just cool. And it kind of reminded me of like those straight to DVD movies, but good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
see, that's the thing too. I feel like that's a good thing now, where people are more open to watching things like that, because there used to be this time where you won't even watch like lower budget movies, or like kind of weak acting.
I'm kind of guilty for that, but
I know I used to do that too, but that's where I do think like streaming services, like sometimes like the movie might not have a big budget, but like, and I mean by compared to the bigger movies coming out, but it's still enjoyable,
Oh, for sure, man. No, it was good. I don't remember them. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was so consumed by the like, what's gonna happen next? And I haven't felt like that, in a while. Cool. Soundtracks and growing up, huh? No, it was cool, man. It was really cool working on the movie, and I hope that we can keep working on shit, because that shit was fun.
Yeah.
And definitely. Soon enough, we already mastered it for like what do you even call
public viewing?
Public consumption.
Yeah,
because you stream it.
Yeah, because so we did the
premiere
version.
Premiere version, yeah.
But then we fixed up the hiccups, and now we're gonna do a.
There's a screening coming up. Plug it up, boy.
There's a screening on November 7th.
November 7th.
at the Reagan in downtown El Paso at 7 p.m. It's a Sunday, also the day of daylight savings.
Nice.
So that one is at a bar restaurant, and so you could get drinks there and stuff. It's more. They got a pretty good screen they're gonna play, so I don't know exactly how it's gonna work.
I just think it's cool to tour it. Like I know,
Yeah.
right? Keep plugging it.
And then on the 8th through the 12th, I will be showing it at Cinema Studios in Central, a little bit East El Paso, which is a studio owned by Luis Galindo and his friend. And they screen independent movies. It's a little bit of a small theater, but the movie will be playing there Monday through Friday with a screening every night.
Sick.
I think actually it might go till Sunday, but I think the tickets will be like $3, $5. But and then I'm trying to book it, but November 16th in Los Angeles at the Glendale or Glemmy Theater. It's a small theater. I'm trying to have the screening over there for because Damien and Dasha.
Yeah, that would be tight. Yeah, they gotta watch it.
The leads in my movie live out there, and I did want to send them the link to the digital file, but I'm like, you need to see it in the theater.
Man, it's the theater version.
Yeah,
like
you have to see it there.
It really made me appreciate like movies in general. Like I just want to I want to go watch
Dune.
Yeah, dude.
No, I can't wait. I'm gonna see it this weekend.
So dope.
Right. Yeah.
Y luego.
So that's all I have so far. That's the last screening. Maybe might do another one at the drafthouse, but depending how everything goes. Just because I wanted to have one this week, but I just had so many things going on.
Yeah,
personally and in here.
No, for sure.
Couldn't.
But it's cool because we're figuring out the flow of things.
And then I probably have it for rent for a little bit.
Sick.
So anyone that didn't get to see it, but then I'll take it off because I'm gonna try and I might do a couple of. I found some film festivals that don't mind if I
put it up on.
If I have it for rent.
Yeah.
If I have it like available.
It's crazy, like the politics that goes into like the whole thing. But that's cool, man, because I'm learning about it. You're learning.
Oh shit.
What?
Okay, no. I still have till Friday.
What?
To submit some of them. It's because like the deadlines are running out. I forgot.
No, that's cool. All right, another little segment that I wanted to do with y'all is, God, dude, this guy, like, if you were to come to the studio, he has like a wall full of fucking books that I don't even know if he reads them or not. Like, to be honest with you, like, he says he reads them. No, I'm playing. He reads them.
No, I've read about 2/3 of them.
Books and bullshit, bro. So what I want to do is get your take on a couple of books that you can share with the audience, just to share the knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, what have you been reading, or what can you share that somebody can pick up at their local bookstore, Barnes and Nobles?
Well, I grabbed 4 books.
4 books.
I'll briefly talk about each one. That way we can get started. This is just like...
No, man, it's going to be a second. Books and bullshit. Pick one.
Okay, I'll pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one book. I'll do this one because I was already like talking about it. But I got this one at...
Name of the book?
It's called Born Standing Up by Steve Martin.
Ooh.
A Comic's Life. It's about the comedian and actor, musician, Steve Martin. You know, the older guy with white hair.
Yeah,
you know. Just in case nobody knows. I got it at Goodwill for $2.99. Goodwill, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a lot of thrift shops that I would frequent and get books for like $1 or $2.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? That's why I have so many. And I didn't tell anybody where they're at, where the hot spots were. You know what I mean?
Books that can't stand you would read in the fucking... Remember that in Seinfeld?
So I just picked up this book because I was interested in his life.
Yeah.
But one of the things about Steve Martin that was interesting is that he lived in El Paso for a little bit. I had no idea, and they don't mention that anywhere. I guess because he was born in let me see. Well, I think his family moved to like this other part of Texas, but to get to California, he had to travel through El Paso.
Yeah.
And I think he met this guy. So I'll read this little part.
Cool.
Roger Smith had told me that when he came to Hollywood from El Paso to be an actor, he had given himself 6 months to get work. The time elapsed, and he packed up his car, which was parked on Sunset Boulevard, where his final audition would be. Informed that he was not right for the job, he went out and started up his car. He was about to pull away to El Paso, when there was a knock on his windshield. "We saw you in the hall. Would like you to read for us," the voice said. He was then cast as the star of the hit television show 77 Sunset Strip. "My review from John Huddy was the knock on the window was just as I was about to get in my car and drive to a metaphorical El Paso, and it gave me a psychological boost that allowed me to nix my arbitrarily chosen 30-year-old deadline to re-enter the conventional world."
Wait. He's 30 right there?
Yeah. Okay. So
Jesus.
I read this part because the whole book is about Steve Martin making like this weird deadline for himself at 30 if he didn't make it in comedy, that he was going to quit.
Damn.
And basically he was going to come down to his friend Roger Smith that basically let him like sleep on his couch and stuff when he was out in Los Angeles. He had been through El Paso, lived there for a while, and that guy Roger Smith was to come back and work here.
You mean here?
In El Paso, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what Steve Martin was going to do. Like, and that's what he said, metaphorical El Paso was like, he was going to call it quits.
Telekinetic energy.
But what's good about this book and why I think it's a good read is because you get this insight into his life. Because at first glance, you see Steve Martin, you think, oh man, like that guy just, from an early age, he was like selling
I
out.
see what you're saying, yeah.
And I think that's how we perceive people that are successful a lot of times. Like there's some people that have started out real early and young, but we don't know like what they went through. And with Steve Martin, like even though like like the whole thing with him is like he was getting booked on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and doing like a concert and selling out shows, but he still wasn't like where he wanted to be. Yeah. So at 30, he gave himself a deadline at 30. Like if I don't have the success, when I'm gonna quit. So what ended up happening is, just not giving up, led him to having like this long career, because he's like, it's not like this straight, linear path to success. Like he just stuck with it. And he said all those things that happened in his life were like pieces of his story. You know what I mean? And those are the things that got him to where he wanted to be. And, everybody, and also like, it's kind of like a idea that not everyone's timeline is the same. You know what I mean? Like everybody has different factors going on in their lives and different timelines for them to do the creative work. So I think it's a good book. So when I read this a couple of years ago, and I really like got into it, and then even like Steve Martin ever since Three Amigos, that was like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. I remember my dad brought that shit from like Furs or some shit.
Yeah, that was like one of the
movie
best.
rentals. And
That's hilarious.
that shit was so funny, man.
And I think that movie, like I don't know, I think it's because like the first time there was like Mexicans in it, and there's mariachis.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? I think that's like the connection that you have as a kid. And you're like, oh yeah, like Steve Martin. Why are they all mariachis?
I remember my mom for some reason being pissed about that movie. She's like, nah.
Yeah, it's because like.
It's a kiss.
Yeah. It's a little
no, but
kiss.
yeah. Anyways, man. No, that's cool. I like. So he lived here. He actually lived in El Paso.
Yeah. I think
like a part of his like career was based.
Well, I think it was like when he was traveling. I think it was when he was younger. So the guy Roger Smith, he lived in El Paso, and when his family would drive through to California, that they would stay at this person's house.
It's pretty tight. We should just reach out to him. We should be like, hey man, like
he's still alive. This is a long time ago.
He has to be alive. He's not dead. We would have known.
We don't know. But
is he alive?
Well,
hey, if you're listening to this, I'm just joking.
Roger Smith.
Name of the book again?
It's called Born Standing Up by Steve Martin.
Born Standing Up.
Yeah, no, it's a good book. And then also you just see like the mind of somebody creative.
Yeah, exactly.
And
no, well, it helps that you read all these books, because I feel like are you going to do like a giveaway? You should give away books.
Yeah, I'll probably
instead of fucking giving away other shit. Like we should probably give away books. We'll probably do a book giveaway. I'll put details up on the Instagram. Don't forget to follow us guys on Instagram under Dirt Surfers. Mark is going to be putting up a bunch of details also on Instagram as far as Desert People pictures, Desert People Co. Oh, tell everybody we actually are working on some new shit for Desert People Co. Currently, we actually have the Stay Kind collection at both Uptown locations. Chuco Relic is still carrying our sunset tee. Thank you for that. So make sure you stop by for your Desert People Co fix. But also, we are working on a cool collection that we're going to drop. We were going to do it for Halloween, but we're going to try to rush it. I don't know if you want to talk about that, Mark. The Choopies?
Oh, okay.
The Choopies? We'll just say that much. But we're going to drop some shit.
Yeah.
We'll drop it this Friday. We'll drop a little, or soon enough. I don't know if Friday. We always fucking procrastinate with the shit. There's just so much shit that we're doing. But we'll definitely update all of the social medias. Going back to that book, though.
Oh, he lived in Waco.
Oh, what the hell?
That's where his parents lived.
Waco.
Yeah, Waco, Texas. So they had to come through El Paso to go to California. So his dad got a job in California.
Damn,
so I think they would visit family.
Yeah.
And I think they would stop in El Paso because it's like the midpoint, like when you're traveling.
That's true.
From any part in like Central Texas, El Paso. I mean, with all the skateboard teams, they always stop here.
Always.
They always stop here because they got
we had fucking
bands.
Do you remember when Tom Green skate? Like, he was on Birdhouse. People don't even understand. See what I'm saying? Like, we can talk for hours. We've hit the hour mark though.
Yeah.
It was cool catching up with you again. We need to be doing this regularly. Obviously, we've been procrastinating. But thanks for sharing all this shit with us. I'm definitely gonna keep picking your brain. But let's definitely keep touching on all these subjects because not that and I am kind of talking shit, but it's just you don't have to have some big crazy crew to film movies. You don't have to have like crazy equipment. Like really doing this shit with you made me realize that even if it takes you 2 years, doing something right the first time is always going to pay off. And it's really cool to see something that you've been talking about for a while on the big screen, and I can't wait for people to see that shit and check out our work. So with that being said, good job, Mark.
Thank you. Well, thanks for helping me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Guys, thanks for listening. And we're going to wrap it up. I don't have anything to play this time, and I don't have a Mexican saying for you, but
I'll say the one that I was saying earlier.
What was
Como que no? Which my grandfather, Antonio Martinez.
Damn, say that one more time.
Antonio Martinez. Zubia.
Yeah, right? Like, what is it?
My dad has
they
like 3 last
like
names.
all their fucking last names?
Mm-hmm. My dad's like Varela, Zubia, Junior.
Do you have you're Mark Matthew, right?
Yeah, Mark Matthew Martinez.
Triple M.
I know.
So what was it again?
What? Como que no?
Como que no? So what does como que no means? But
like,
see,
what do you mean no?
It could be, you could say it like in a comedic way, like como que no.
Yeah,
como
my grandpa used to say that all the time.
But like mad.
But both. It was like a
como que no.
Or like, what did he say? No, that was Paul. I think his dad would be like,
Paul Ewan?
Como que. I don't know what he'd tell me his dad would be like, como que.
Como de que como.
Como de que or something like that. que.
All right, let's wrap this shit up, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back at it next week. All righty. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Peace.